borrowed pounds and sold them, betting that they could buy them back later for a lot cheaper. Some reports say they bought over $10 billion worth of shorts. But they coordinated this with other big institutions who saw the same opportunity. And when Bank of England tried to defend the pound by raising interest rates and buying pounds with their reserves, George Soros and Scott Bessent just kept selling into it. Eventually, the pressure was too much, and on September 16, 1992, the UK withdrew from the ERM.
A unique day in London's financial markets ended with the Chancellor announcing that the pound was being suspended from the ERM and that the second of two dramatic interest rate rises during the day was after all cancelled.
Today has been an extremely difficult and turbulent day.
The pound crashed, and that day became known as Black Wednesday. And George Soros made over $1 billion on this trade. And Scott Bessent was the key architect behind how it happened. So the question is, how does all of this relate to China and what's happening right now? And why this all relates is because Scott Bessent is recreating a situation where a country is forced to make one of two very hard decisions. China is forced to choose between weakening their currency or defending the yuan. Now, if China weakens the yuan, that would be good because it would make exports cheaper and help offset the impact of President Trump's tariffs. But it could also trigger a panic inside of China because that would create inflation and investors might rush to move their money out of the country. It could make borrowing a lot more expensive and it could even destabilize China's entire financial system. It's called a flight of capital, which is money leaving that country and being invested into other foreign assets like gold, Bitcoin, and things like that. That's a very hard decision to make. Or there's option number two, which is what China's choosing to do instead right now. And that is to keep the yuan strong and to defend the value of their currency by selling their US dollar reserves to buy up the yuan. But to get to those dollars, they have to sell US Treasury bonds. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So from the outside, it looks like China is retaliating against the US, but they're also doing it to keep their own system from falling apart, because they have to.